What is up, y'all? This is your boy Alda, and today I'm dropping my WrestleMania 41 predictions. Just cause I don't know. I actually just went to the Go Home Raw. That was in Sacramento, so that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. A lot of people don't like this build. A lot of people don't like this build. I think it's okay. I think we're just really spoiled from last year's build. You know what I mean? Because of how good it was, and then it was a long gap between the Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. So everything got dragged out essentially. But I think stuff for the most part was good. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially when you compare it to other years. I'm going to start off with night one and who I think is going to win and why I think they're going to win. All right, we're going to start off with Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It has to be Jey Uso, right? It has to be. Because if he loses, that's it. That has to be it. You know what I mean? What, 0-3 against Roman Reigns in World Championship matches. He's 0-3 against Gunther overall. He lost to Seth Rollins in the World Heavyweight Championship match. Lost to Damian Priest. Like, this is it. This is it. If he loses, what was the point? You know what I mean? They can't waste our time. That's why I think Jay is gonna win. I wish during the Gunther reign they had him be like this whole time. This menacing, evil, the whole time. Because it's been a little lackluster, and I really like Gunther. But the last 3 weeks he's been cooking. So it has to be. It ain't even got to be a long reign. It just has to be Jay. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. And not Chad Gable for some reason. There's not a lot of stipulations on this show. I'm going to say that. There's not a lot of stipulations. Mask versus mask would have been perfect. But regardless, I think El Grande is still going to get unmasked. Rey's winning. Rey's winning. Let me just get that prediction out the way. I think Rey's winning. El Grande gets unmasked. And we finally realize that the whole time it's been Mark Henry. For some reason, this is on the show. And I'm assuming they got a surprise for us. But War Raiders versus the New Day. And I like the New Day and the War Raiders. Why is this match on the show, this tag title match, and not the tag team championships from SmackDown? I'm recording this on Thursday, the day before SmackDown, and I'm still assuming that they're gonna put like the tag team championships, not the World Tag Team Championships, SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the show. So I think that's still gonna end up on the show on WrestleMania because I think all the other teams are gonna get involved. DIY gets involved and probably Pretty Deadly, and we get a fatal 4-way or 5-way if they add Los Lotharios in there. Hopefully, because it's a shame if they really get left off the card. But anyways, New Days and War Raiders. I don't know, bro. Either Big E returns and costs the New Day, or New Day wins. It can't just be straight up War Raiders win, because it didn't need to be on the show. Especially at the sacrifice of either women's mid-card title or SmackDown's tag team titles. You know? So my final prediction, I'm gonna say War Raiders because I'm hoping there's a Big E return. Just it has to be something. It has to be something. You know what I mean? I think this has been the best, like most perfect feud this entire build. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. The smart prediction would be to say Jade Cargill, but I think Naomi needs it more. She's doing really good right now. She's cooking with this character. And I feel like they can continue this feud even if Naomi wins, and then eventually like Jay can win the whole feud. If she loses, it's kind of like might slow her down a little bit. If Jay loses, Jade Cargill is still gonna be Jade Cargill. If Naomi wins, that could, like, you know what I mean, elevate her that much more. So I'm gonna predict Naomi. Again, they can continue the feud and Jade eventually gets that win back, but I feel like it'll do a lot more for Naomi to win this match. United States Championship. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob got to win. I'm hoping he wins. I'm not saying that just because he's from Sacramento. I think it benefits both men if Jacob wins. One, if Jacob wins, he gets a U.S. title and can elevate that championship. Yada, yada, yada. Kind of have like a Gunther type of run. And then you could eventually go into that solo feud at some point. Or maybe solo does cost him. Who knows? But I don't think he will tomorrow. I think that's going to be a little bit more drawn out, and then eventually we get Jacob versus Solo at like SummerSlam or something. And then for like LA Knight, if he loses, he can finally get out the mid-card, get a fresh start on like Monday Night Raw after the draft or something, start to go after the World Championships, like World Heavyweight Championship at some point. You know what I mean? Finally elevate. Yeah, so my final prediction on that should be a decent match, but Jacob Fatu. WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. This feud kind of sucked. It kind of sucked, but it got personal, so I kind of made it tolerable. They don't work good together at all. They should have kept Tiffany as a heel instead of making her face and just let this be heel versus heel, because people are going to cheer Tiffany anyways because they don't like Charlotte. But unfortunately, I think Charlotte's taking this. As much as I want Tiffany to win, I really do. I really do. But Charlotte's winning. I think they're going to do a similar thing that they did with Rhea Ripley when she lost to Charlotte. Eventually, Tiffany, maybe a year from now, gets that win back. But they're already teasing Charlotte versus Jade Cargill, so it's wraps. It's wraps, unfortunately. So I got Charlotte winning that match. In the main event, triple threat between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. They made me care about this feud a lot, honestly. I was opposed to it. If there was going to be a triple threat with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I wanted the third man to be Drew McIntyre. It's fine. They made it make sense with Paul Heyman and all that. Seth has to win, right? I don't think Roman gains anything from winning. I don't think CM Punk gains anything from winning. I think Seth has the most to gain from winning. And I think that's the story they've been telling, especially with like Punk and Roman Reigns. They're two focused on each other when it comes to Paul Heyman. And then Seth is like being a real mastermind. I think he turns heel. I'm gonna get to that actually. Let me slow. I think Seth wins because they're too distracted about Paul Heyman, Roman, and Punk. You know, so, but yeah, that's my night one predictions. Now let's move on to night two. Gonna start off with what's already been penciled in to open the show is the women's triple threat for the world championship. Io versus Bianca versus Rhea. You know what's really irritating me about this feud is I don't know why people think Bianca's the heel when she hasn't done anything wrong. It's a little upsetting. Rhea's clearly the heel, you know what I mean? But I digress. Doesn't matter anyways because I got Io winning. I think she wins, and then you continue a Rhea and Io feud one-on-one, and then Bianca ends up going back to like the Jade Cargill and Naomi feud, and eventually, you know, they'll circle back to Rhea and Bianca probably by the time next year WrestleMania come around. Women's triple threat, I got Io winning, AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I don't really care about this feud, I'm gonna be honest. They haven't done a really great job building it, in my opinion. It's gonna be a good match. It'll be a good match, but the feud is kind of whatever. I'm not that excited for the match personally, even though I know it's going to be good, but I'm just not too invested, you know. I'm going to say Logan Paul, and I've seen a lot of people start to speculate this because Omos is going to return and cost AJ Styles and basically be Logan Paul's bodyguard, essentially. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship between Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. I think everybody has the same answer. I think everybody knows who they want to win, and it's Dominic. If Dominic wins, you can have the feud with Dominic and Finn, because he's gonna pin Finn. Dominic wins, he pins Finn. You do that feud, and you bring in a new member for the Judgment Day. Then you get Braun Breaker, and you could like get him out to mid-card, start elevating him to like Money in the Bank or World Title, stuff like that. Bigger main event feuds, because he's ready. And then Penta, you can still have him chase after the Intercontinental Championship, or after the draft, you can have him reunite with Rey Fenix, do Lucha Bros, which would be kind of cool. But I kind of want them to keep them separate and let them do their own single thing, because they're both really good. Men's Intercontinental Championship, I got Dominic winning. Sin City Street Fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I'll give props to Triple H. I did not want this feud at all. Did not want it. But they made it good. They made it a good feud. I'm excited for the match. It's the only match that I'm looking at that has a stipulation. I mean, obviously the multi-man matches are technically no DQ, but this is the only one with like an actual stipulation as of right now. I'm gonna be so upset when I see Damian Priest kick out of 3 Claymores. I like Damian Priest, but I would like to see him turn heel, or just like tone him down, nerf him a little bit. That's all I'm asking. Just nerf him. It's a dangerous bet, but I'm going Drew McIntyre. He needs to win. If he loses, Women's Tag Team Championships between Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for some reason, which is Liv and Raquel. I'm gonna go Liv and Raquel. Just keep it short and sweet. Liv and Raquel win. Maybe Bayley turns heel, and then we get an actual feud for the Intercontinental Championship to help build that title up a little bit. It just seems really redundant to introduce those women's mid-card titles, and neither of them are going to get defended at WrestleMania. I would have preferred seeing the women's triple threat or fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental title between Bayley, Liv, Lyra, and either Raquel, or you could have had a Roxanne who was feuding with Bayley, but they just dropped that for some reason. So, but then if you do that, you leave off the women's tag team titles. So it's a lose-lose situation. But yeah, as far as winner, I'm going Liv and Raquel. After that, we got, oh wait, let me stop, because Randy Orton's gonna have a match. I don't know if he's gonna do it as an open challenge, Again, recording this before the last SmackDown. I don't know if he's going to do it as an open challenge or if they're just going to make it official and have Randy versus Solo. Part of me wants Solo because I hate to see Solo get left off of Mania again for the third straight year. I'm just going to be safe and say it's Randy versus Solo. I'm just going to go Randy wins. Then we got the main event, the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. This is a hard one to predict. This is a hard one. I feel like it has to be Cena. If not, then what's the point of turning him heel? You know, if Cena loses, then, and I like Cody, I really do. If Cena loses, then they might as well just done Gunther versus John Cena, or like have John Cena feud with somebody else. You could have did Randy versus Cody, you know, at that point, or The Rock versus Cody, if you know you're gonna have Cody win anyways. Yes, I think Cena has to win, get 17. The Rock is gonna get involved. Some people think Stone Cold, but I don't know. My prediction I was gonna go into earlier is that Seth Rollins comes in as a third man and cost Cody Rhodes the title. Last year he was his Shield. This time he does what he said on Raw. What's best for business. The favor that Seth Rollins gets from Paul Heyman is The Rock's number. Stay with me. Stay with me. You feel me? Stay with me. Seth gets that favor from Paul Heyman, aligns himself with The Rock, turns heel again. You know what I mean? They just build this super faction, essentially. Cena gets 17. Seth turns heel. You could eventually use that to build to the Rock and Roman feud in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, Cena wins. LOL. Yeah, I've been lacking on the uploads. Sorry. Those are my WrestleMania predictions. If y'all enjoy watching, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch because I go live on there now for some gaming and stuff like that. Outro.